Thank you for joining me for this all bodies restorative practice, specifically geared towards larger bodies, disabled bodies, or chronically ill bodies. Our cues tonight and our focus will be on celebrating and supporting these beautiful marginalized bodies. So for tonight, you will need a big thick pillow or two, or a bolster. I'm using a bolster tonight because I do use this as my pillow at night, full disclosure. You will also need a blanket or a large beach towel or like a throw blanket from your couch. Doesn't have to be a yoga blanket. That will also be a prop for this practice. And then either a robe tie, a dog leash. This is my winter scarf that I'll be using. You might have a yoga strap handy, and if that's the case, use it. But for the purpose of accessibility tonight, I'm going to be using things that you can likely find in your home somewhere. So we've got our pillow or bolster, we've got our blanket of some sort, we've got our strap-like contraption, and then we're gonna grab 2 blocks, and maybe you have foam or cork yoga blocks handy. Beautiful, use them. Absolutely, anywhere you can bring ease to your practice, do it. Explore those things and don't feel guilty about it. But if blocks aren't accessible to you right now in any way, grab some thick books. Grab another couch pillow, something that we can use in place of blocks, a couch pillow or a decorative pillow or 2, encyclopedias. I'll go on. I'm choosing the complete works of Shakespeare and poems of the English language. Books I have had for some time for tonight's practice. I'll set these aside for now. And for our restorative practice tonight, we'll begin with some slow yoga to ease us into our physical bodies, to allow us to settle into the present moment and bring some ease to wherever we are starting our practice, whether we've rolled out our mat in some beautiful secluded location or whether we have just cleared a spot on the ground amidst our dirty laundry, or we're doing this on our bed. Feel free to. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, create some ease for yourself tonight. And let's find a seat. You're gonna grab that pillow or that bolster and you're gonna sit it up underneath your butt. We're gonna sit our sits bones down onto it. And your sits bones are those ischial tuberosity, the protrusions there on the back of your hip bones that you can feel like in each cheek settle down into the earth as you sit. And maybe you're starting this slow practice cross-legged. There is no need to sit in any posture that causes an ache or a distraction to your practice tonight. So our goal this evening isn't to stretch the furthest or feel the most sensation or force our bodies into any specific shape. Our practice tonight is to find ease, to give ourselves permission to be as effortless as possible, and to simply choose presence in a time, in a world in which presence is the last thing that we are offered. So find ease. For me, for now, I'm gonna place one foot, stagger one leg in front of the other. This opens up space for my belly here. Now I have worn loose trousers. Typically in a yoga practice, I wear form-fitting clothing, not because you need to for any yoga practice, but so that you can see my body as it moves in specific ways. Tonight isn't about the specifics. So I hope however you've showed up in your cozies, in your best, yoga-inspired gear or naked, doesn't matter. Show up as you are in your most comfortableness. Finding your most comfortable seated posture, making plenty of space for your chest, making plenty of space for your belly. You might pull the belly inside the thighs there and just let it be cradled and held. It's kind of nice to touch portions of your body that we tend to neglect just because society says they shouldn't exist. I love I love that I exist. I love that my belly exists. And maybe you love yours too, and maybe tonight you're just allowing yourself to sit with the possibility of neutrality of this belly here. In any way, shape, or form that it exists on your body, can you offer it just a little more space to be okay as it is? We don't have to feel any which way a love about it unless we do. But just finding space for your belly today, just to exist as it is without needing to change it, just for a moment. And as you find this simple posture, this simple, easy, as you find this starting posture in your body, take a moment and breathe. As you sit here, notice your body breathing all on its own. Finding ease in the body, you notice it breathes all on its own. Your body breathing naturally. Noticing the breath as it is, you might take note where you feel it in your physical body. Maybe as you inhale, you feel the belly rise. Maybe it's the chest. Maybe both. Take time to take note. And know that for the duration of this practice, and maybe always, we're not here to judge whether what we feel or experience or learn is good enough. We just let it be what it is, and we trust that it has as much value as we allow it to. Maybe for this practice, you can just allow whatever happens, whatever comes up, to be enough. As you notice the natural breath in your body, you might take an intentional deep inhale into the belly. Feel it expand. Fill all the way, and then exhale, let the belly melt. Take another inhale, fill the belly all the way to the tippy top of the belly alone, and then before the lungs fill, exhale the air from your body. Continuing these belly breaths, noticing as you inflate and release the belly with each inhale and exhale, if you can bring any ease or any relaxation to this place on the body. If you'd like some further sensory feedback, you might place your hands on your belly and just feel it expand as you inhale, stretching and filling, relaxing and releasing as you exhale, letting out every drop of air from the body before filling the belly once more. Continuing to breathe into the belly alone. Feeling the sensation in your physical body as you do. Now on your next inhale, you might send your breath to the lungs, to the heart center alone. Fill them up all the way to the top, and then before the belly begins to fill, exhale the air from the lungs. Again, inhale, fill the chest, fill the heart. Exhale, let it go. Continuing these deep, heart-centered breaths, filling the lungs all the way up, feeling the chest cavity expand, the diaphragm engage, and then letting it all go before the belly begins to fill. Exhaling, sending your next breath into the heart center, into the lungs, breathing. With the chest alone, each inhale filling it. And you might take this opportunity and with each exhale, let the lungs release their air, let the shoulders melt from your ears, let them relax. Inhale, fill the heart center, fill the chest. Exhale, release the shoulders from the ears. Continuing to breathe into the chest alone, noticing the sensation in your physical body as you do. Now on your next inhale, send the breath once more into the belly, filling it all the way. And then once the belly is full, release the air from your lungs. And as you inhale, send it into the heart, into the chest, fill all the way up. Exhaling. Your next inhale, filling the belly. Before releasing, we're alternating our breath now. So one inhale fills the chest, the next inhale fills the belly, and back and forth. You move with each inhale. Moving at the pace of your own breath. Releasing any effort in the jaw as you alternate your breath between the chest and the belly. Letting the tongue float effortlessly in the mouth, unfurrowing any tension in the eyebrows or the forehead. Each inhale, relaxing the belly fully as you fill the belly. Each inhale into the heart center, filling the rib cage, expand. Continuing this alternate chest and belly breathing for as long as you like, but if you would like in this moment, coming back to your natural breath. Your inhale and your exhale in the body, letting it be easy. We'll begin some movement on an inhale. Sweep the arms out and up, really pressing through the fingertips. Gaze follows the hands. As you exhale, palms come together towards the heart center. Again, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, pressing, pressing. Gaze rises. Exhale, draw the palms towards the heart center. Continue this movement at the pace of your own breath, really feeling the details, noticing what it feels like to press through the fingers as the arms rise, or to feel the pressure as the palms press together towards the heart center in Anjali Mudra. By doing this, we build interoception. Further learning to speak the language of our body, we build proprioception, a better understanding of where our body is in space and time. Simple things like this, moving and allowing your mind's eye, allowing your awareness to travel into the physical body, to experience what you are doing vividly, presently, without judgment, without anything that dysregulates our nervous system into feeling like this has to be a performance or feeling like we might fail at it. Because the truth is, as long as you are choosing you, as long as you are choosing to show up for yourself again and again, and each time your mind wanders, each time you tell yourself a mean story, each time you draw your awareness away from this moment, gently invite it back with compassion, with gentleness, Drawing the palms towards the heart center, inviting your awareness gently back into your body again and again. Find stillness here. We invite our awareness back as many times as it takes, knowing that each time that our mind wanders in this practice, it's just trying to help us, right? And we can appreciate the help. We can say thank you. And then we can invite it back into the sensations in the physical body. You might practice that as we move through the rest of this slow yoga, and then when we move into our restorative postures for the evening. So from here, let's extend the legs long, stretching them out wide. Find your slice. And I think of this like a slice of cake or a slice of pizza or a slice of anything, that each day our body is asking for something different, right? Some days it asks for more food, some days it asks for less. Well, some days it asks for a bigger slice, and some days it asks for a smaller one. And so I want to invite you to find the slice that creates enough sensation in the body that invites your curiosity, right? Your gentle and compassionate curiosity, but isn't so intense that you are clenching muscles to deal with the sensation, or you're trying to run from sensation by distracting yourself. These are all coping skills, and while they're wonderful, we want to keep the body from using them during this time. We want to create a space in which our awareness feels welcome and safe to be present, where our nervous system is regulated for as much of our practice as possible. So finding your seat here, finding your slice, press gently through your heels, pull your toes towards your torso. We're engaging gently through the top of the leg. So this isn't a really forceful movement. It's just gentle engagement, just enough to draw your awareness, to enjoy what it feels like, or to explore what it might feel like, to engage gently through the top of the thigh, around the kneecap, stabilizing it here. On your next inhale, you might pull energy up from the base of the spine, all the way out the top of your head, letting it create space between each vertebra. And then as you exhale, let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Let's do that again. Inhale, draw this energy up from the pelvis, up through the spine, to the top of the head. As you exhale, shoulders melt away from the ears. Release any effort you're holding in your glutes right now. We're not here to clench the glutes, but often in this posture, we tend to. So we're hanging out here in seeming stillness. And in this moment, let your awareness travel down again into your sits bones, settling down on the prop beneath you. Feel the pressure, feel the weight of it. Acknowledge for a moment what that sensation feels like, what that pressure feels like. Maybe it's a buzzing or a tingling. Maybe it's a dull ache. Maybe it feels enlivened or relaxed and melted. Simply note, knowing there is no wrong or right answer. And then from here, we'll find some movement. So we'll take the back of our hand, we'll bring it to the inside of our thigh, and then we'll let the hand travel down the inside of the thigh. As far as it goes, feeling good in our torso, right? And you might use your forearm atop your leg to support you as you do this. You might do it without the support of the forearm. You decide. But let the fingers travel as far down as feels good in your body. And then when you're ready, that opposite hand, you'll inhale, you're gonna sweep it up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is gonna follow it. And then we're taking a gentle turn in the rib cage. So I'm turning my gaze, and my heart wants to turn in the same direction as my gaze, the same direction as those raised fingertips. So in this posture, I am pressing up to the fingertips of this raised arm. I'm gently pressing into the back of the hand that's on the inside of my thigh, and I'm using it to help turn my heart, to help turn my rib cage in the same direction as my gaze. So I'm finding this gentle twist, and then you might breathe into the belly as you do this. Relax through the front of the throat, relax through the jaw. rising up anytime you'd like. When you're ready, meeting me in an upright, neutral position. Let's take some shoulder circles. So on an inhale, round the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, release them down towards the earth. Inhale, they rise. Exhale, they fall in whatever direction feels good in this moment. Moving at the pace of your breath. And then reversing those circles when you're ready. Beautiful. Settle into stillness here. Opposite hand, back of that hand, finding the inside of the thigh, traveling down. Either our forearm supports us or it doesn't. And then when we travel down, as far as feels good in the body, right? And you know, it's that sensation that you can sit with curiosity, but it's not so intense. You're like, ugh, which sometimes I feel like. So listen to you. Let it be what it is where you are. It is beautiful. And when you are ready, inhale, sweep the opposite arm skyward. Gaze follows those fingertips. Heart follows the gaze. We're turning the rib cage skyward here, using the back of this hand pressed against the inside of the leg to help us further find this twist in the rib cage. Pressing upward through those raised fingertips. We don't want this shoulder to sort of slump in the socket. Breathing into the belly as we do this. Letting our belly take up all the space it would like with each inhale. Rise up when you're ready. Hang out for as long as you like. Listen to your body. It knows, it knows, it knows. From here, let's find our first restorative posture. Grab that bolster, grab that blanket, and grab your 2 blocks. We'll set aside the scarf for now. We don't need it just yet. I'm gonna grab both of my blocks and I'm gonna place them on the ground. Wherever I lay my torso, our first posture is restorative child's pose. So, creating my strong foundation, I'm gonna raise the floor up so that as I sit in child's pose, which normally looks like this, knees together, you know, I don't have space for my belly and I can't breathe. We're gonna take child's pose. We're gonna widen our stance, right? Widen our knees, create plenty of space for our belly. And then instead of having to sit our hips back really, really far and allow our heart center to melt down in a way that might cause discomfort over time, we're gonna use our props to lift the floor up and create some ease for our body, because our restorative practice isn't about the shape we're making. It's about the sensations we are experiencing in our body. It's about finding physical effortlessness and then mental effortlessness, stillness in mind and body. Set your 2 blocks out as your strong foundation. Grab your big squishy pillow or your bolster, lay it on top. Grab a second pillow or a bolster if you would like to raise the floor up even farther. And then I like to top mine with my blanket. From here, ensuring that this is as high as you would like, you'll spread your knees and then walk the heart center down on this prop, and we'll turn our head in one direction or the other. And you might enjoy laying it directly on the props that you've built. You might take an additional pillow or a scarf or a sweatshirt and create a bit of a raised pillow for yourself. But let it be real. Let it be, I'm gonna adjust these mics. Let it be real. Let it be messy.
Let it be however feels most exquisite in your physical body. Finding this restorative, wide-legged child's pose. And as you rest the palms of your hands on the earth beneath you, the forearms maybe on the earth beneath you, you might notice any areas of the body where intense sensation is starting to creep up. Oftentimes that's behind our knees. And so if that's the case, you might grab an additional shirt, sweatshirt, blanket, towel, rise up, place it behind your knees, and then settle the hips back down towards the heels. Bring as much ease to your physical body as you can. The practice of yoga is not a performance. It's not for the consumption of others. Your practice of yoga is for you. And when you practice it intimately, meeting your needs, however silly you might feel like they are, or however too much you might feel like they are, when you practice meeting your needs, you're not only changing your world, you change the world. So notice where you can bring ease to your physical body. Take a moment and explore for any lumps and bumps, any jewelry you might want to remove, or clothing you might want to smooth. An extra pillow or blanket beneath the head or the belly. This is our time to make adjustments. This is our time to make noise, to shift, to choose us all the way. And then once you feel like you've explored, taking all the time in the world that you need to do so, begin to settle down your body into this posture. You might notice the sensation of your breath as you inhale here, the sensory feedback of the torso pressing against the props beneath you. Notice what your breath feels like. On your next exhale, release any effort from the shoulders, from the neck, from the jaw, tongue, and cheeks. Let the belly melt. Let the hips and the glutes release all effort here. Let relaxation flow down the thighs, the calves, the ankles, the heels of your feet, all the way out the toes. Deep relaxation, deep settling into this supportive posture. And as your physical body finds effortlessness, as you find stillness here, know that the mind will start to wander like a little puppy left home alone. It's just doing what comes naturally to it, what it knows. And so as the puppy roams, it likes to chew on things and get into things that might not serve it in this moment. And instead of admonishing or punishing the puppy or causing it harm, we simply redirect. Our mind is a sweet little puppy. And in these long pauses, we gently redirect it every time it wanders, every time it starts to judge, every time it tells stories. We gently bring it back into the physical body. We gently invite the mind to explore the sensations in our physical form. The easiest sensation being the breath, the inhales and the exhales. Because in this stillness in body, we're never completely still. And our breath in these postures become a moving meditation that keeps the mind engaged. We'll hang out here for 2 or so more minutes, practicing stillness in mind and body with gentle curiosity, compassionately inviting our awareness back into our physical form, back into sensation each time it wanders. You might begin to deepen your breath in your body, letting the deepened inhales and exhales be the sensation that begins to wake up your physical form. Feel what stretches as you fill the body full of air. What releases and melts as you let that air go. Invite that movement into the fingertips and the toes, maybe finding a gentle wiggle, maybe noticing texture, sensation, temperature. Drawing that movement into the ankles and the wrists, the arms and the legs, beginning something that we call pendiculation in somatics. That stretching movement that we make when we wake up in bed, we yawn, tensing our muscles, exploring sensation. Begin pandiculation now. Find ways to move the body. A really nice one is to simply lay the belly on top of the bolster. Extend the legs out long here. You might enjoy how this feels. You might roll over to one side or the other. Continue to awaken your body here. Honor it. Move it in ways that feel good to you. And then this is where we're going to find our second restorative posture. Taking all the time in the world that you need, we're going to find an inversion. So legs up the wall. We'll use our pillow or our bolster. We'll use our blanket. And we'll use our strap. We can set aside our blocks or our books. I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to place it near the wall. I'm not going to place it directly against the wall.
because I have a belly and the thighs and a booty, and I want to create some space for that and find an inversion that I can sit with for up to 10 minutes. So we really want to give our body time to settle into this. And to do that, I choose maybe a little more ease than my ego would like me to, if that makes sense. So grabbing your blanket, this is where your hips are gonna go. You're gonna sit your hips up here, your legs are gonna go up against the wall. Your blanket you can use as a pillow beneath your head if that is nice. And then because we're gonna sit inverted, if you have a large chest and it tends to get in your way in downward facing dog or in inversions, you might grab a second strap, second leash, a rope tie, and tie it around the top of the chest. So the midline of the strap is on the upper back and I'm tying it around my chest. And because we're simply doing legs up the wall, you can tie it right over the heart center, right on top of the chest tissue that typically falls in your face. So let that be that, but make sure that you have a second strap for around the legs for this inversion. So if you have an ample chest, which I do not, make sure that you are supporting it in all the ways that feel good. So to find legs up the wall, I'm gonna sit on my bolster, I'm gonna straddle it parallel to the side of the wall, just like this. I'm gonna take my strap, I'm gonna put it beneath my thighs, and then right in my knee crease, my knee pit, on my thigh, I'm gonna strap the strap around. So I'm gonna make this tie, however people tie things. And let it be imperfect, but I want to be able to effortlessly have my legs held together. I don't want to have to use the outer muscles of my hips to hold my legs up the wall. Our purpose here is effortlessness in mind and body. So sitting perpendicular to the wall, up on my pillow, my bolster, or nothing if you're protecting the low back. You might not use a bolster or a pillow at all. I'm going to walk my hands back, scoot my butt to the edge of my pillow or bolster. And then as I lean back, I'm swinging my legs up the wall. Woo! Orienting myself in the way that feels good, right? This is where the strap, if you have chest tissue, comes in handy because it's holding it all over here and we're not having to worry about breathing or not, which is a beautiful thing. And then grabbing your blanket, you might place it underneath your head just to bring a luxurious feeling to this moment. So honor your beautiful body, honor your beautiful chest, honor your beautiful low back. You might push or pull this bolster up or down the spine, finding a place where you can sort of settle into stillness. And I am walking my feet out so that the outer portion of my thighs, my outer knee can just rest in my strap. And I might find a gentle bend in the knees here. You might even plant the pads of your feet. This is an inversion as well. Otherwise, rest those heels against the wall. Let your toes fall out to either side. Find as much physical effortlessness as you can in your body. And notice, hello, wind. Notice, would you like more space in the chest for your breath? And if so, you might walk your shoulder blades towards one another here. And by walk, I mean like I use the back of my arms. I'm gonna walk my shoulder blades towards one another, help open my heart center, open my chest. Ooh, it's getting stormy. And then relax into stillness in this posture. It can feel nice to place a blanket or something over the eyes to sort of block out external stimuli. And then just like in child's pose, once you find this space, take time to ask yourself, is there anything that I can smooth, adjust, change to bring ease to my body here? Is there anywhere that I am secretly putting in effort? And can I make a small adjustment, a bend in the knees,
a shifting of the bolster, a little something just to create a little more effortlessness in your physical body. And then once you find that place within yourself, trusting yourself to find it. And maybe you're not sure this time around. That's okay. It takes time. It takes coming to this place again and again and again for it to feel like home. Let it be what it is. Bring as much effortlessness to your body as you can, and know that what you can is enough. And it's beautiful. Let your physical body melt here. Release any effort in the belly. Let the breath become automatic. Let your awareness travel into the face and let the jaws and cheek melt. Let the front of the throat melt. Let the shoulders melt, the arms, the hands. Let the heart center relax and release all effort along with the belly and the hips. Noticing as you relax the thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and each of your toes. As you find this place of stillness in your body, be compassionate as the mind wanders. Gently notice and invite it back into your body, into your breath. Notice sensation. Breathe here in this place. When you're ready, begin to deepen the breath in your body. Once again, letting your breath be the sensation that draws your awareness as you begin to awaken your physical body. Can you let your breath stretch the body? Bring that movement, that stretch into the fingers and the toes now, that pandiculation into the ankles and the wrists, the legs and the arms, stretching, pressing every which way that feels good in your physical body. If you yawn a little bit, that's all right. A little extra oxygen for the brain, so good for you. When you're ready, let the body settle back into effortlessness and stillness here one more time. You might find a bend in the knees. If you haven't already, plant the pads of those feet along the wall. Feel the sensation of the pads of your feet against the wall. And then from here, we'll end our practice with some twists. So if you would like, walking your feet together over to one side of your body, letting them go as far as they would like. Now it might be just a little bit as you relax through this upper outer hip, right? The low back. Can you bring ease to this area as we twist? And you might continue to walk the feet, knowing that on a bolster, this twist is very, very, very deep. So walk to a place of effortful comfort. We're not looking for restorative. There is some effort here, but let it be comfortable. And then when you're ready, walk your feet to the other side, twisting as much as feels good in your body and exploring that sensation, noticing, is there any effort you can release here in this outer upper hip, in the low back? Send your breath there. You might imagine it expanding with each inhale and then relaxing with each exhale. You might place your hand here, your palm, as sensory feedback as you breathe in, sending your breath to any areas of tension. When you're ready, walking your feet back up to neutral. Woo! Knock things over if you need to. Let it be messy. And from here, we're going to press our feet into the wall, lift our hips, remove this bolster from beneath us. Let our hips sink down onto the mat. Wonderful, wonderful. So good for the low back. If you'd like, you might end this practice by untying your thighs here. And then bring the pads of your feet together. Let your knees hang out heavy. As much or as little as you like. Bringing ease to the belly, you might send your breath there. One last moment of exploring physical effortlessness in this posture, noticing where you feel the most intense sensation. Maybe it's the low back, maybe the inner thighs, maybe the outer hips. There's no wrong answer. We just explore and note without the need to change or evaluate. Knowing that this is where our power lies, in becoming the witness of our own experience and allowing it to be, either with neutrality or maybe with some compassion and love. You decide. When you're ready, draw the knees together. We're going to come into a childlike posture, a fetal posture, rolling onto the left or right side of the body. Go ahead and support your head with your blanket or your upper arm here. Take up all the space that you need. Find a moment here. Remaining on your side body for as long as you like. And as our practice comes to a close, I'm going to invite you to soak in any tidbits you want to bring with you. Any sensations, any revelations, any moments. Let them become a part of you. Each time you access them, becoming easier than the last.
And when you're ready, you might find your way into an upright seated posture, taking all the time you need. I encourage you to sit up on a blanket or a bolster. Maybe legs are crossed, maybe one in front of the other, maybe out wide. Who knows? Find your seat. Make it gentle on the body, maybe enjoyable. You might soften your gaze or close your eyes here. You might bring your palms together towards the heart center and Anjali Mudra as we end our practice today. And we end them all the same way, by showing ourselves gratitude, by saying thank you to us for showing up, for doing the hard work. It is powerful. The work that you do here is powerful and necessary. Thank you for doing it with me. The light in me, the dark in me, the imperfections, the growing parts, the human parts. See the light and the dark in you, and we are beautiful, and we are the same. And I will see you next time.